Have I not had sound on this entire time? Oh, that sucks. That's dumb. Dumb of me. That's stupid. You guys gotta let me know that. But I gotta... Oh, what is... Okay. Alright, let's not do that. Okay. That's better. That's better. Okay. I didn't have sound on this entire time. The entire first period. No sound. That's a fail. It's a live stream fail right now. I gotta take care of something here quick. So I'm gonna just kind of put up a little break. I'll be back really soon here. Don't you worry. All right, so we're back here. Sorry about that. So, that's, you know what sucks? So, oh man. So my audio wasn't working. I didn't have my mic on for the entire first period, essentially. And so I had my phone So I was trying to keep up with chat through my phone, but my chat was not updating. So I didn't hear it. Now I finally have the chat up on my screen, and there were people messaging like, audio's not working and everything, but I didn't even see it because I was using my phone, which wasn't updating the chat. That sucks. That sucks a lot. I'm sorry about that. That's stupid. Stupido. Let's try getting back. Let's try getting back to this here. All right, so we are back here. Jesus. All right. All right, let's start this next period here. We're officially in the second period. Officially. All right. Now, now I got audio. People can hear me if they want to come back, but oh, I feel bad about that. Yeah, sorry about that. Like I was saying, like I tried. I forgot to turn my mic back on when that first period started, and then I had the chat on my phone, and the chat just wasn't updating, so I never saw you guys saying like audio's not working or anything. If I would have saw that, I would have turned it on, we'd have been fine, but never even realized it because chat wouldn't update for me. Unfortunate. Oh, that was a good save by Crawford. What is? I need to get this. This screen needs to be made larger. That's what needs to be made. Let's see if I can find something else here. Nope, don't want that. All right. There we go. We're good. We're ready to go. We're rocking. Oh, that one just missed. So yeah, so very similar to last game. Hawks down 2 goals the first period, but last game we came back in that second period, tied it up. Certainly could do that again here, but Vegas is, I would say, a better team than Anaheim, so it's going to take a better effort from the Hawks here. That's for sure. Ooh, they're going to call that icing. Oh, man. All right. So, let's see here. So you guys never even caught all my updates I was saying. That's unfortunate. Trying to keep you guys updated with scores from around the league and everything. We can still do that, though. We can still do that. Plenty of hockey left to do that. I'm trying to remember all the things I said that now I'll have to try and repeat. I don't think I'll be able to. I don't think I remember all that stuff. I said a lot of things. All right. So Vegas, Vegas is, well, they're playing a lot better now than they did at the beginning of the season. Yeah, sorry about that earlier. Sorry about that audio. It was not one of my finer moments, that's for sure. Just a complete fail on my part. So Vegas, ever since they got Nate Schmidt back, has been pretty much a completely different team, I would say. They're back to the type of team they were last year with him in the lineup. And that's why they're only a point out of a wild card spot and only, I think, 2 points. I think they're only 2 points out of the third spot in the Pacific. Now, the Pacific isn't really that great right now. I mean, they've got teams that are very kind of streaky or up and down right now this season. They don't have any. I don't think any team in the Pacific's really playing at an elite level right now. And that's really helped the Golden Knights kind of get back into the picture and not be that far out of the playoff race with their struggles earlier on in the season. Ward's been better than Crawford. I don't know. I don't think so. But to be fair, I feel like both goaltenders have had to just. It's really kind of been up to the defense in front of them for a lot of cases. Oh, that's in. Yeah, there we go. There it is. There we go. See? It's just complete replay of last night. Go down 2 goals. We'll score early in the second. We'll probably score again, tie this game up, and then we'll end up losing. But that's down the road. That's the future. Right now, we're within a goal. That's all that matters. You just got to put the shot on net. And this kind of similar type of thing happened. Actually happened twice. It's already happened twice tonight. Goals like that, kind of short side, no angle, just kind of sneak it by the goaltender. Let me update this little score bug here that I got right there. Let me just update that with a nice little score. Boom. That's looking better already. What's up, Social Hockey Fan? Sorry about the audio earlier. I would have fixed it sooner, but I had my phone with the chat. The chat was on my phone, and it never was updating. It wasn't updating, so I never saw any of your guys' warnings that the audio was out. If I would have actually seen the chat, I would have gotten it fixed sooner, but thankfully I didn't go a whole game without it. That would have been awful. But apologies nonetheless. But we're back, and I don't want to say it's coincidence or it's the cause, but I mean, the Hawks have scored a goal now that my audio is back, so, just saying, might be the reason. But, yeah, so there's been 2 goals already tonight from other games, just like that Tays goal. Sidney Crosby scored a goal like that. He just threw it. He just put it top corner, somehow fit it past the goalie. And then also the Maple Leafs, Johnson he scored a goal for the Leafs. Just on a kind of a very similar type of play where there's a rebound off the boards. Oh, is that going to be a Seabrook? Johnson scored. I think that, what was that? Was that the tying goal? It was either the tying goal or the goal that got him to within 1. Oh, you were. That was, oh, you had to get a new stick there. Oh, that's tough. At least that was a good game to go to, right? It was a close game. It wasn't like a blowout where the game was like over really early. So yeah, that's cool. It's cool you were at the game. It's always fun to see hockey in person. That's for sure. That's for sure. It's a sport. It's probably, well, I wouldn't say the only sport. But hockey on TV, it just doesn't do the game justice. You just don't realize how good these guys are. And they look good on TV, but But live in person, especially if you get good seats and are close to the ice, like, it's insane how fast they're playing the game, how fast they're making decisions, and everything, and just the shots, and the fact that goalies even saved those, most of the shots. Like, how? It's crazy. They're at a NHL hockey is nuts. Very, very nuts. All right. That was a good job. 4-on-4. 4-on-4 has been very, very hit and miss. Oh, here's a chance. Just shoot it. Shoot it, Taze. Oh, a good save. 4-on-4 has been very hit or miss for the Hawks this season. It used to be, it used to be the case where the Hawks were just absolutely dominant in 4-on-4 situations, but their defensive positioning just hasn't been very good enough this season. And that really hurts you a lot in 4-on-4. If you make a mistake on 4-on-4 defense, not a lot of good's going to happen. Yeah, that's one of the things, like, with television is they tend to mute the crowd a lot, just because announcers are talking. They play with the audio, and it definitely makes the United Center seem very dull at times. Although there are games where the United Center is quieter than you'd hope it would be, but I feel like the United Center is one of those arenas that just sounds a lot quieter on TV than it is in person. But yeah, it's always fun. It's always fun. I always recommend, honestly, if you have the chance, if you have the ability to go to a game that's not at your team's home rink, so for Hawks fans going somewhere other than United Center, I always recommend it. And obviously, don't be a dick while you're there, but it's cool to see kind of other arenas and the things they do, and the chance they have, and all the different things, the atmosphere. I've gone to games. I've gone to 2 playoff games away. 2014 and 2015. I went to 2014. I saw the Hawks play the Wild in Minnesota. Both those games, though, that I saw, the Hawks lost. So I don't know if I'm going to go to any more playoff games. Also, if the Hawks never make it back to the playoffs, then I definitely won't go to any more playoff games. But although, even though they lost those games, the Hawks did win those series. So maybe it works out in the end. But, yeah, the Minnesota, if you have a chance to go to that arena, that's a really, really nice place to watch hockey. I mean, Minnesota, it's the state of hockey for a reason. They sell out that place during high school championships, the high school tournament. And that is, but it's a great rink to watch a game in. It's very, there's not a bad seat in the house. It is great. It's a great place to watch hockey. And then in 2015, I went to a playoff game in Nashville. The Blackhawks played the Predators. That was a nice arena as well. I would definitely put the Wild's arena above it. I know a lot of people praise the Predators, atmosphere and college-like atmosphere and everything. I mean, it's certainly true, but I feel like if you want a true hockey atmosphere experience, you're gonna find that at the XL Center in Minnesota. Nashville's kind of more of a party atmosphere is what you'd call it. Although, I mean, Broadway Street in Nashville is a pretty crazy place to hang out before and after games. It's fun down there for sure. But I definitely recommend trying to go to an away game just to get that experience. Oh, huge save, Crawford. Woo! Woo! So, oh, Pacioretty giving Crawford some love there. Recognizing real. Oh, tries to go short. So, yeah, that could have easily been a goal. Crawford, he left that post quite early. There was a lot of room, but he had his glove right in the right spot. And that's what a lot of goalies have to do in this. At the NHL level, a lot of the saves goalies make position just not, you can't react in the NHL. You have to essentially anticipate shots. Crawford did there, and he got the save. But, yeah, so first period. Oh, DeBrincat. Oh! How did he save that? Oh, my gosh. Oh, Keith. Oh, nice play, Keith. I thought for sure DeBrincat was going to shoot that, but that was a great pass. That was an absolutely great pass. Did not expect that. Yeah, so first period, Hawks go down. Hawks were down 2-0. And at one point I was saying, but obviously you guys never heard it because I didn't have my mic on. If the Golden Knights would have scored to make it 3-0 before the period ended, I could have easily seen Colleton pulling Crawford if it was 3-0. Who's this penalty on? Is that on Vegas? Tripping. They had the puck and they tripped? Interesting. Bold strategy. Especially since Crawford played. Especially since Crawford played last night. Like, you get down 3 goals in the first period to Vegas, who you lost to 8-3 in the last game these two teams played against each other. I would have easily, or I could have easily seen Colleton pull Crawford there and gotten Ward in. But now it's 2-1. We fought off that first period. We scored a goal, got it down to 1. Oh, DeBrincat just missed. Now it's 2-1. Now you keep them in, right? It's just one goal can be the difference in two different two different kind of outcomes of. Sorry, I honestly can't talk very well when I'm watching the game. It's tough for me. I can't multitask that well. I'm glad I mentioned this in the first. With our power plays so far, we've gotten guys in front of the net, and I've definitely liked that. Although we haven't scored anything yet. I haven't scored anything yet on the power plays, but I like the fact that we're getting some traffic in front of Fleury because Fleury's too good of a goaltender to let him see pucks. You got to give him some trouble. I have not been to a playoff game at the United Center, and really the reason I haven't is honestly it's been cost. The two times I did go to the playoff games, I went to Minnesota and Nashville because it was much cheaper. That's just the nature of the beast. I would like to one day, but yeah, it's tough. Yeah, for like I could sit in the lower bowl in Nashville for the same price as standing room only in the United Center. Oh boy, here's a breakaway. Oh, another big save. Crawford saved 2 breakaways in this game. Vegas could easily have 5 goals right now. But, I mean, we could easily have probably 3 goals. Looks like the Hawks have gained a bit of confidence in the second period. It's good to see. Oh, it was nice shot by Keith. Good save, Fleury. It was a good rush. Ryan Reeves. Good thing we don't have a Tom Wilson on our team. Oh, not a good... Yeah, Reeves isn't going to score that. I've got my hockey beer. I always like drinking a Labatt Blue. That's kind of my hockey beer. Gets me in the mood, spirit. I don't get crazy with it. Just moderation, you know? That's the key. Yeah. Although with if I'm at hockey games, like, it's tough for me to justify paying for arena beers. I don't know. I may have one, but like otherwise I'll just stick with I'll usually get like a soda or something or water when I'm at a game. I don't know, it's weird. Plus, especially if I'm driving, like, so I don't live in Chicago. I live about 2 hours away on a good day of traffic. So, driving home after a game, you don't want to have beers in your system and stuff. You don't want to be doing anything stupid. So, I may have like one beer at a game, but that would be it. But when I'm at home, safety of home, I'll have myself a Labatt Blue. Yeah, you know, and I've kind of been saying this throughout this year. You're completely right, MZC. Crawford's played really well this season. The fact that like if he had a better defense in front of him, there could be an argument right now that he would be in the running for a Vezina. Like, he's played well enough for that to be the case. But when you don't have a defense in front of you, you're not going to have the good enough stats for that. And there's no way he's in that conversation at all just because of that. He's barely got above a 900 save percentage, but that's not because he's played like a barely above 900 save percentage type of goalie. He's played much better than that. He's bailed this team out quite a bit, but he just is not getting a lot of help. It's not $11. I think it's. I want to say it's. Well, I think it probably depends on the type of beer. If you want to get like a premium beer or whatever, or if you get just a domestic. I mean, it's up around 10. I don't want to say it's 11 though. I want to say it's like 8 to 10. So it's not. I mean, it's not ridiculous. It's not like New York City level or Los Angeles level, but it's still what's at that point. It's like why? especially if you go to a lot of games, right? Now, at the prices of Blackhawks games, it's tough to go to a lot of games. But if you're like a season ticket holder of a team, like if the ticket prices for concessions or beer is crazy, like there's no point in continually to waste that type of money on it. At least that's my opinion on it. Yeah, $15 is ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. I get maybe doing it in baseball because that kind of money, that extra revenue might help you get a big time free agent. You got to spend more in baseball. There's a salary cap in hockey, it's not going to matter. But unless you're a team that's, struggling to get a profit at all, then yeah, you might need that. But if you're one of those teams, there's probably not a whole lot of fans coming to your games to begin with because of your performance. But Golden Knights. Panarin, yeah, I mean, I think everyone would love to see him back in Chicago. I think, he's gonna be up near $10 million probably. That would be another large contract if the Hawks wanted to do that. Could they afford it? Probably. They could probably do something to afford it. I don't know. We'll see. I know it doesn't seem like it, but there's still a lot of time left between now and the free agency period. This team, we'll have to see what happens with the trade deadline and everything. This team could look kind of different. I'd love to see him back, but I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of time left until that kind of happens, and we'll see how the Columbus Blue Jackets do. I don't think it seems like he won't re-sign with them, but still, depending on how they do, might cover that, Crawford. Jesus. Depending on how the Blue Jackets do, I mean, like if they make a run, what if the Columbus Blue Jackets go on and win the Stanley Cup? I'm not saying it's going to happen, but just hypothetically, like they go on and win a Stanley Cup, at that point, okay, Panarin's got a cup. He's like, he can go wherever he freaking wants. Just chase the money and everything. I think I don't think that's going to happen, but I think for the Hawks, I think since he's been here before, he's still going to get paid a lot. But I could see him maybe taking a deal, maybe just for a little bit less, like $1 million less maybe in Chicago than he would maybe elsewhere, just because of familiarity with the team. But there's still a lot of time between then. We'll see. I am not a Cubs fan. I am the opposite of that. I'm actually a Brewers fan. I grew up in southeastern Wisconsin. So I grew up a Brewers fan, Milwaukee. I live in Milwaukee now. But I've always kind of been in this area. But I mean, obviously there's no team in Wisconsin, so when I was younger, I gravitated towards the Hawks. So I'm a Blackhawks fan. My parents are from Illinois. I have relatives in Illinois. Like, I have connections there. Like, it's not like there's a big thing with hate between Chicago and Milwaukee or Chicago and Wisconsin sports teams, and there is, but for me, like, it's not. It's more kind of just, I don't hate. There's no hate here for me. It's more like, I root for my teams first and foremost, but like I'm not mad if like the Cubs, when the Cubs won the World Series or whatever, like I didn't hate it or whatever. A lot of Wisconsin is very split between the Hawks, the Red Wings, and the Wild. But it's tough for a lot of. I would say there's probably a good chunk of Red Wings fans more than anything, just because I feel like in terms of the other sports, Wisconsin fans are less. They dislike like Michigan, Detroit a little bit less than they dislike, say, Chicago or Minnesota teams. So for them, it seems like if they're into hockey, they gravitate more for the Red Wings. Now, with the Red Wings not being that good, nowadays, back when they were a dynasty, that was easy to see in Wisconsin. But nowadays, Red Wings haven't been that great in the last decade or so. They've made the playoffs, but like they haven't been to the dynasty that they used to be in the '90s. So it's tougher to see. And with the Hawks playing, being really good for this last decade, a lot more Blackhawks fans kind of popped up. Wild you see more up in northern Wisconsin. But you also see that with the other sports too. You'll see a mixture of the other Minnesota teams having fans in Wisconsin. But in Milwaukee here, Milwaukee's the home of the Predators AHL team, the Milwaukee Admirals. And I was a fan of the Admirals growing up as a kid because they were local teams, support local teams, enjoyed going to their games. But they weren't always affiliated with the Predators. When I was a fan of them, or when I started watching hockey as a little boy and watching them, they were just an independent team. They didn't have an affiliate. And then eventually they did become a Nashville, affiliate. Saad. Oh, Seabrook just missed. So, like, I don't hate Nashville all that much either. I've got a friend who's a Nashville fan, so I like talking hockey to him a lot. So I don't have a whole lot of ill will. Plus, I mean, when I saw like Shea Weber and Pecorine win a Calder Cup with Milwaukee when they were here, so a little bit of soft spot for those guys. Like I don't hate the Nashville team at all. The fans are definitely annoying though, except if I'm talking about my buddy, he's a good guy. Yoki Haryu. That is how you pronounce it. Oh, there it is. Dylan Strome. There we go. Yeah, Predators and Ducks have had some battles in the playoffs, that's for sure. Another poor angle. Oh, Fleury kind of just got interfered with his own guy. Who is it? Is that Cart? Who was that? Yeah, Strome scored. I should update. I need to update. Boom. There it is. Exact same as last game. Give up 2 goals in the first. Tie it up in the second. This is just a repeat. We're watching a replay, guys. Based on past performances, Hawks are not going to win this game. They're going to give up a goal in the third period, and they're then an empty netter, and they're going to lose 4-2. It's just how the script is written. I can't English. But I don't know. We'll see. Hockey's a funny sport. I mean, last game. Oh, I mean, they do. The Hawks have confidence right now. You gotta give them that. And last game against the Ducks, and the Hawks also hit 4 posts in that game. They could have easily had that game tied or even won that game if the puck just doesn't have ill will towards them. But yeah, Strome. I was if Strome's kind of been in a bit of a slump this year. Obviously, he hasn't played a whole lot in the NHL yet in his career. But obviously, he still hasn't lived up to his draft position, right? But if he can get out of that slump, if he can get some confidence and kind of get his NHL game... Oh, no, that's not in. No. That net came off. There's no way that's a goal. There's no way that's a goal. Yeah, if Strome can get over the hump here and get to what you think he'd be, his potential, could definitely be a good trade for the Hawks. But I still miss him. I was really excited for Schmaltz. I wanted him to be a Blackhawk for a while. What do we got here for a call? No goal. That's right. I really wanted Schmaltz to be. I had a soft spot for Schmaltz because He's from Madison, Wisconsin. Burdish went to Madison. Schmaltz didn't play at UW, but Madison had a connection there. That's why that's really why I wanted him to stick with the Hawks. But was this net off? Oh, okay, never mind. It doesn't even matter. Yeah, so the net wasn't off, but like. The defender pushed our guy into Crawford, though. I don't know. I know. I just got this. At the this summer. It's signed. You can't really see it because the jersey's covering it, but it's signed. It's been a difficult month here. It's been a struggle. The struggle is real. Hawks losing a lot. My connection goes to a different team. Although, to be fair, like if there's another team in the league that I don't really have any ill will towards, like the Coyotes are kind of that team. Coyotes and Hurricanes are kind of two teams I'm like, wouldn't mind seeing them do well. Unless it was 2012 again. 2012 doesn't count. I don't count that Arizona Coyotes team. That was just a bad year. Mike Smith doesn't count. I got that jersey before the trade. I got it before the season actually, and that's actually like an old school one. That's not like that's not like the new Adidas version. This is like an old CCM one that I found. I got that before the season. I think sometime during the summer. I just love that jersey. It's just the perfect amount of nostalgia. Oh. Boo. They're not even letting him finish. That was hilarious. That's hilarious. They just cut him off with the goal horn. They cut the ref off with the goal horn. It was mid explanation. It was like the puck goes in before the net's knocked off, and they're like, "Yes, goal! Honk the horns!" for 10 seconds, and then they finish, and then he lets him finish. He's like, "Well, except that there was goal interference, so no goal." But now it's being challenged. That's hilarious. That is funny. You could tell just how annoyed the ref was there. That was funny. That was funny. That was great. Just the look on his face. Oh, speaking of jerseys. The reason I haven't bought an Adidas Hawks jersey is because I hate the collar on the new ones. And that seems like it might get fixed next season. So I'm actually kind of excited to finally be able to get an Adidas Hawks jersey that I won't actually hate. Okay, here's a call. Let's see. Yes! Boom. Boom. No goal. Deal with it. You cut him off. He got pissed. No goal. Oh, that's funny. That was a funny sequence there. But that would have been, that would have sucked, though, if that one counted. Because that's a goal kind of right at the end of the period here. Right after we tied it up. Oh, it was a big save. That was a big save, Crawford. We need to find a way to get out of this period, though. Vegas is pushing back. Vegas is pushing back hard. That's a good read by Vegas. We just got, like, defensively, we got to find a way to get the puck out of our zone better. That should be icing, yep. All right. I'm kind of, honestly, I'm kind of hoping one of these years, I don't know how soon it'll be, but one of these years, Vegas will not be that good. And hopefully at that point, ticket prices will go down and I'll be able to see a game there. That would be nice. I would love to go to Vegas to see a game now, but like, I'm just not gonna pay the price to do it. Somebody would need to basically, I would need to get some sort of hookup or something if I were to go. I'd also have to get a flight out there and everything. I don't think Seattle is gonna be good the first year. I think what Vegas did. They played it perfectly, right? But I think the thing is, even though Seattle has the same, Vegas is playing much better now than they were playing at the beginning of the season. I definitely think Vegas will still make the playoffs here this year. They might not get to the Stanley Cup, but they'll make the playoffs. I think Seattle, even though Seattle has the same, or they're going to have the same rules for the expansion draft, I think the fact that the teams had just been in an expansion draft, a year ago, it's still fresh in their minds. I think they've kind of learned from it, and we're not going to see mistakes happen. Like Vegas was absolutely gifted guys like Marchessault and Riley, right, from the Panthers. Like you're not going to see that again. There's no way you see that again. And that's a big part of last year's success for Vegas, is they had guys that were just absolutely just tearing the league up, just above career averages. Just so, like, everyone had above average years. It was insane. It was lightning in a bottle, as you say. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think teams will be a little bit more ready for Seattle. All right. So, second period over. We tied it up. We are in intermission. Very, very similar. Very similar to last game so far, it seems like. New team in Texas. Like an expansion team or team moving? Like I assume probably by Texas we're talking Houston, because that's kind of the most obvious market in Texas right now. I think in terms of Houston, like a lot of people are saying, like Arizona move into Houston. Well, first off, I guess if we go expansion first, if we talk there, like NHL, we're at 32 team. We're gonna be at 32 with Seattle. that's a really nice number in terms of, sports and brackets and playoffs and just leagues and division and everything. Like, that's just a really good number. So the league is finally going to be even between the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference with teams. Every division will have the same amount of teams. It's going to be even. It's going to be nice, finally. I don't think the NHL is going to expand anytime in the foreseeable future. And they've kind of said that. Like, 32 is 32, and they're going to stick with that for a while. Things would have to change probably drastically for them to kind of go more than that. So I don't really see an expansion team there. But in terms of relocation, I don't think Milwaukee will ever get a team. I think it's kind of, at this point, I just like, if Milwaukee got a team, if Milwaukee got a team, and as I said, I'm kind of Milwaukee-ish native. If they got a team, I would for sure jump to be a fan of them. Absolutely. It's weird because, obviously I'm a big Hawks fan. I always have been. But there's nothing better than having a local team to root for. And so I would jump. Now I wouldn't just completely abandon the Hawks, but I would jump to a Milwaukee team. But I don't think that's ever going to happen. I don't think Milwaukee's ever going to get a team. They're just too close to Chicago right now. And quite frankly, I don't think they could support both an NHL and AHL team. It's not really a big enough city for that. I just don't see it happen. Houston's probably the most likely scenario for relocation. Now, a lot of people are talking about Arizona relocating. I don't see Arizona relocating. I just don't. At least not for as long as Austin Matthews is in the league. There's just a big connection that the NHL can leverage there with him in the league, tearing up the league, being a premier player in the league, and then being from Arizona. I don't see the Coyotes moving because, like, if you've been down there, there's a good hockey scene. There are fans down in Arizona. They have enough fans to support an NHL team. The issue with them right now, and has always been, well, within the last decade or so, is the arena. The arena location is just absolutely terrible for down there. If they got that fixed, you wouldn't see an issue with Arizona at all. You wouldn't. Straight up. Like, they have the fans for an NHL team. Carolina, Carolina, if they moved, maybe. Their new owner seems to be pretty committed to Carolina, though. I don't know. Maybe I could see possibly the Panthers moving. But if they moved, let's say they moved to Houston. Let's say the Panthers moved to Houston. Yeah, that's an Eastern team moving to a Central time zone. So if you would do that, you'd either have to keep them in the East with the Central time zone. I guess it wouldn't matter. Like I was saying, if you put them there and move them to the West, like move them to the Central Division, you have to take like a team like the Nashville Predators and put them in the East. But Nashville is weird because Tennessee is split down the middle with the time zone. Nashville is in the Central time zone there. The other half of Tennessee is in the Eastern time zone. Yeah, if Nashville was in the Eastern time zone, that would be an easy switch there. But with them being in the Central still, yeah, I don't know. Who are the Panthers? It's a good question. It's a question I kind of debated last night a little bit during the stream. Is if your favorite team moves, like would you follow them? Like, say the Hawks are never going to move, but let's say the Hawks move to Houston or whatever. Like, would I still follow them? I don't know if I would. I don't know. especially if the move happened like after Taves and Kane and the core that has won these recent cups. If they're long gone, they're retired. You don't have that big of a connection anymore to the players. Like I don't know, and then like they don't have the locality either anymore with me. The reason, even though I live in Milwaukee, when I was younger, the reason I went for the Blackhawks was they were the closest team for me. Even though they weren't in state, they're still only 2 hours away. They're still pretty close. Chicago's pretty close to Milwaukee. So like I still kind of view them as a local team. So if they have moved away and they're no longer local, like I don't know. It's tough. I don't know if I would still be a fan. It's a tough concept. It's one I've kind of rattled my brain with a little bit, but thankfully I don't think I'll ever have to deal with that. It would depend. Like I think what would happen in that case is I would have to if I ever got a job somewhere else, like I moved away from Milwaukee or somewhere else that had a team. If I got a job and moved, I'd probably end up becoming a fan of that team. Unless it was like the Blues, then that's not happening. Actually, I wouldn't even accept a job in St. Louis, so that wouldn't happen. But that would probably be the only way that I would kind of pick a new team to really follow. Like I would probably like maybe root for the Coyotes or something like that, but not like a hardcore fan. I would just kind of be a more passive fan. Like, okay, cool, see them doing well or whatever. Don't move to LA and become a Kings fan. I don't plan to. Don't worry about that. Hawks should have hired Eddie O. I don't think so. I think Eddie O is past his prime for coaching. I think for Eddie O, and I was saying this in the first period, but obviously I had the mic issues and everything. For Edzo, some of the things he says are kind of basics are true, but you could tell that this game has kind of passed him by a little bit. There's a reason why he still praises Manning a lot, and none of us do. He values a lot of things that were happening in an era of hockey that's just no longer there. This game is a lot different nowadays, and guys like Manning just aren't good enough to be key players on your team. And so I think with Edzo is you got to take him with a grain of salt. He does say a lot of good things. And obviously he played hockey. He was a coach. So, this is coming from a guy who's, just played beer league hockey. But as a fan of hockey, you can easily see trends and stuff just from being a fan and watching your entire life. But, some coaches just get passed by. And I think Edzo is kind of one of those guys. Not saying he doesn't have any good points or anything. He definitely knows his stuff for sure. But I don't think him being the coach of the Hawks would make him would have him getting back to the Stanley Cup. Let's just put it that way. But this team in general is not going to go back to the Stanley Cup, so it doesn't matter who you have as coach. But I like him in the booth, so I'd rather keep him there. That would be my final argument for that. Let's what do we got from around the league here? What do we got for scores? Let's see. So I was watching the Leafs and Red Wings game earlier before this. Red Wings were up 4-1 in that game. Leafs. That was a weird game. I mean, Leafs look slow. They did not look good in that game. And then they kind of just turned it on in the third period. Tied the game up with 3 goals in the third, but then ended up losing in overtime 5-4. But the Leafs they're just one of those teams, they could be playing so bad, but they have so much offense that they can be right back in a game just like that. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, Nylander didn't play much at all in that game. He got benched pretty much the entire third period. Which, I mean, he's not really kind of up to speed yet. He's going to take a little bit. to get back to helping that team. I think Hughes will. I mean, Hughes will help any team that he gets on, Hawks included. Hawks issues are beyond just Hughes though, right? We're talking about we have big defensive issues. Now we have a lot of defensive prospects in the pipeline, a lot of bright spots, but those guys have to come up and pan out and everything. So Hughes isn't going to turn this team around by himself, but you'd be remiss to think that he wouldn't help. He would definitely be a help. Same with Panarin. If we got Panarin in the offseason, yeah, he wouldn't fix the defensive issues, but he would definitely still make the team better. But the Hawks are more than just one piece. They're more than one or two pieces out from being back to being a contender. So that's kind of the state we're in right now. Strome, Perlini, Schmaltz trade. Still miss him. I still miss him. So obviously, I'm a little emotional about the trade. But if I put that aside, it could turn out well. Now, Strome hasn't played all that much in the NHL yet. Both Strome and Perlini are young guys. Well, everyone in this trade was a young guy. But Strome hasn't lived up to his draft pick yet, right? But he hasn't had a lot of time in the NHL. He's been kind of in the slump. If he can get out of that, if he can get kind of to where his potential should be, if he becomes more of like a typical number 3 pick, this could be a good trade for the Hawks, especially since this also pushes back because the Hawks, in terms of salary cap, would have had to re-sign Schmaltz, at the end of this year if they wanted to keep him. We don't need to do that anymore. We don't have to allocate that money. We have Strome now for another year, so we can push that re-signing off, and possibly go after a guy like Panarin or so. So in terms of that, that part of the trade certainly helps us. And obviously we got Perlini and Strome. We got 2 guys, more depth for the price of 1 player. So that's good in that sense. I like Schmaltz. Schmaltz, I was really hoping for big things from him. I think we all were, really. He had a great year, kind of. First full year last year as a Hawk, showed that he had a lot of good things in his game, a lot of promise and everything, and we expected him to kind of take that next step this year, and he just never did. Hopefully he does, at some point. I wish him the best in Arizona for sure. It would have been nice to see him take that next step and be good for the Hawks, though. I'm sad about that. I wish we wouldn't have had to make this trade, but it just seemed like it wasn't working out. And if that's the case, and if the Hawks and management are gonna, if they're gonna find that out at some point or another, cut your losses early, I guess, right? Rather them get rid of him now, rather than get into a bad contract possibly with him after the season, and now you're stuck in cap hell again, or you're just, it just straps you into a team that's rebuilding for the next, 5-7 years because of it. Yeah, Hartman, Hinostroza. I don't know if I thought Hinostroza was going to be Hinostroza for a guy, and I was wrong initially, because I thought Hinostroza was just going to be kind of a guy that just kind of bounced around, or maybe really excelled in the AHL but just couldn't cut it in the NHL. And for a while, that was the case. He was fast, but his hands just couldn't keep up. And we're seeing that now with 410. He's a fast dude, but his hands just aren't there. We could very much see in a couple of years 410 being where Hinostroza is right now in his game. Hinostroza, I wasn't surprised that he eventually kind of left, but once again, it would have been nice to see him with the Hawks. Same with Hartman. Hartman, I mean, come on, his first shift as a Blackhawk, he goes and levels. I think it was a Devils player. It was like, this kid, come on, this kid's awesome, right? So yeah, Hartman are Wish he would have stuck it out more. He was supposed to be Andrew Shaw's replacement, right? But to be fair, to be honest with it, getting a first round pick for Hartman, which ends up turning into Nicholas Bodine. I really like that trade right now. Like I'm glad we made it. Because Nicholas Bodine looks like he has a lot of good potential, and it's on the defensive end where we need a lot of help. So I think that trade has been a bit of probably a win-win for both teams. I think Hartman's really kind of stepped it up a lot more this year. Obviously, he didn't come in middle of the year for. It's tough when you come in middle of the year for a team to perform well. So he didn't really show up all that well for the Predators last year. But I think he's playing better for him this year. I think in the end he'll turn out to be worth that first round pick for the Predators. But I'm glad we got a first for him. That was nice. Trade deadline's a funny time. You get guys like Kimmo Timonen for a first round pick. So. Interested to see how the Hawks do at the trade, or what they do at the trade deadline this year, to kind of retool. There's a lot of time left between now and like the free agency. We'll see what this team looks like. Yeah, you're Riley. You're right. The Hawks aren't playing all that poorly. I don't think the Hawks played all that poorly the last game either. The issue is just that a couple mistakes you make can be the difference between a win and a loss, and it's pretty much been a loss every time for the Hawks this season, even when they play a good game. With the Golden Knights, though, Golden Knights they're so good, they're so opportunistic that you make a mistake against them, they take advantage of it. It's infuriating, but that's kind of just the mentality or the way that team is. Worst trade. Oh, Panarin Saad. The Panarin Saad trade, I wouldn't say is the worst. And hindsight is very 2020 with that trade, because we were in absolute cap hell at the time. And there's a reason why, and we didn't expect Saad to have as poor of a year as he did last year. We thought he would play like he did when he was first with us. So it didn't turn out all that great, but I get why we did it. And Saad has bounced back this year. I don't know, and we could get Panarin back again. So then we have Panarin and Saad. I don't know, and we got Forsberg too in that trade, because at the time, we needed a backup goaltender, but yeah, obviously Forsberg didn't pan out at all for us. It ended up just kind of not working out. But I get why we made the trade. And that's why I say it's probably not the worst trade in my lifetime. The worst trade was getting I can't remember the exact details, but definitely recently you gotta think of the Dale Weiss trade. Dale Weiss, Thomas Fleischmann, those trades those ended up seeming to do more harm than good. In terms of best trades, there hasn't been a lot of good trades for the Hawks, or at least it doesn't seem like it. Now, but in a few years, we could be looking back at that Hartman trade. If Bodine turns into something special on the defensive end, that could turn into a really, really good trade. It's tough. It's tough. There's you look at a trade like, a first round pick for Kimo Tiemann, and he didn't help our defense at all. But we ended up winning a Stanley Cup with him, so you can't really complain all that much about it. Even though, yeah, he's definitely not worth one, first round pick. Hey, thanks for joining, Walter. It's actually good you showed up late, because that first period when I was streaming, I didn't have any audio. I didn't turn my mic on, so it's kind of better to be late than early, or late than on time today for this stream. You missed all the bad parts. So yesterday and last night, I do not stream every game. I usually just do like recap videos after games, but I'm streaming these. I streamed last night's game and tonight's game because, well, they're late night starts for us, 9 o'clock, 9:30. So I don't want to be up super late after the game doing a video. So I'm trying it out, just doing streams for these late games, so I can get to bed at a decent time. We'll see. This is kind of a trial run, I would say. So far, it's gone pretty well, except for the whole mic issue in the first period. But otherwise, I've enjoyed it. But I don't think I'm even with these doing, even if these streams did really well, I don't know if I'd, I don't think I'd be up for streaming every game anyhow. I can't do that. But I like to do it more often, maybe, for the 9 o'clock, the late night starts. I think it's a nice change of pace, I think. Yeah, it was Hjalmarsson. I get why they did the Hjalmarsson trade, but yeah, I didn't like it. Was not a big fan of losing Hjalmarsson, but I get with his age and everything, I get why they made the trade. And once again, salary cap reasons to it, but we'll see. Who knows? Who knows? What if Connor Murphy turns into something decent? Maybe it's not as bad then. Yeah, the Chelios trade definitely, yeah. Or that was a bad one. That was obviously a lot longer ago. Yeah. Chelios is an interesting fella in this team's history. Former captain, then went to the Red Wings, basically abandoned the Hawks. Now he's back with the Hawks. I don't know. Weird. I can't remember. I traded a couple years ago when I was playing NHL. I traded for Mikko Rantanen, who's just absolutely tearing it up for the Avalanche right now. I traded for him. I don't remember the exact details of the trade, but oh man, that was a great trade for me. He's a big guy with a lot of talent. That's not the type of player that you should pass up for sure. I also made a trade for a really good goaltender too, like a young goaltender. And that was big. That was big because I was able to then not, especially because dealing with cap issues, I didn't have to. At the time, I didn't have to re-sign Crawford. I could kind of let him go. I think he was also asking for like $8 million or something like that. I was like, no way, I'm not doing that. I can't afford it. I think he ended up going to Montreal too. It was interesting. He went back home, right? But he was playing backup to Carey Price. Oh, NHL. What a weird game. That's good to know. I haven't played a full season with NHL 19 yet. Oh, Boquist, he's absolutely tearing it up in the OHL right now. In real life, he's God. I'm so excited for Boquist. But he's still a year, maybe 2 years away. I mean, he could be back up this next year, but we have a lot of defensemen under contract for next year. We're gonna have to get rid of somebody and that's where the trade deadline comes in and some other trades. And hopefully Manning is one of those guys. But yeah, I'm really excited for Boquist. He's gonna be good. He's gonna be really good. And you know, the good thing is with the Seattle expansion is with it being the same rules, we know that guys like we'll have to protect Yoki Haru, but for guys like Boquist or Ian Mitchell or Nicholas Bodine, since they're not playing this year, even if they came up next year and played for us, they wouldn't be eligible for the expansion. We wouldn't have to protect them, so that's actually really nice for the Hawks. Manning is I just here's the thing, like Manning. Like, I'd be much more fine with Manning if we weren't paying him $2+ million a year for 2 years. That's the main reason. Oh, here's a steal. Oh, Anisimov! What a goal! Look at that. He's surprised at himself. What a goal! Jeez. This is guys. I'm confused. This isn't the script. This isn't what's supposed to be happening. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, backhand top shelf. Jump into the glass. Oh, money. Oh, like that is not easy to do. Oh my goodness. He made that look way too easy. Oh, why are we still in intermission? Guys, you need to remind me of my little score bug. It needs to be ready. We were 8 minutes into the third period and it still said intermission. God. So bad at this. This is why I don't stream more. Anisimov is an interesting thing too. Let's not jinx it. Let's not jinx a win here. Anisimov is he's interesting. He's got the type of cap hit that he's not. You know, his role isn't really kind of up to that standard. Anisimov's face after that goal is just hilarious to me. Somebody needs to just screenshot that and post it. And post it to Reddit. It's very it's very similar to Cahoon's face in like the third game of the year or whatever, when he's like, but Anisimov was just like, ah! Oh my god, I did it. Anisimov is like $4 million a year, somewhere around there, and which was fine when he was when he was centering the Panarin Kane line, but now that he's kind of been hopping around, not really a true second line center anymore. It's not really kind of worth that money, but. So we'll see. He's one of those guys that I think him and Manning and honestly, maybe a guy like Gustafsson. I think those three guys you could think of. Gustafsson probably be distant for this, probably not as much, but I would say Anisimov and Manning would probably be the biggest two guys that I would think we would have, like, they would have the best chances of us offloading them at the trade deadline, in my opinion. I think like a team gets to the point where they need some center depth or something. Anisimov could be somebody that they look for and pay a premium for, right? And not only that, but then we would get rid of that kind of cap hit to be able to sign a guy like Panarin or a top 4 defenseman or something like that. Oh my God. What happened there? Did that get redirected off a stick? Or did he just beat Crawford clean there? Oh, that was a nice move in this. I'm trying to see if this puck redirected off Gustafson's stick. Oh, it redirected off Gustafson's leg. It redirected off Gustafson's shin or leg or something. And it caught, like, Crawford couldn't really react to it. So it didn't really beat him cleanly there. Edzo, stop it. It redirected. Oh my God. Again. I think they would need more than Panarin to be a playoff team. They have too many defensive issues. Seabrook. See, that's been the biggest thing. It's just we keep turning the puck over like that, and he just fanned on the pass, but oh yeah, that's goaltender interference. That's gonna be goaltender interference. We're fine, boys. We're fine. That's goaltender interference. This is a tie game. This is a tie game. Do I ever get pissed when I'm not streaming? No, not really. Like, I hope I haven't. I don't think I ever get really pissed. Like, I don't know. I'm not a guy that gets pissed. I maybe get like disappointed or upset, but like I don't get pissed. I think this is goaltender interference. 2014 conference final, I was not pissed. I was depressed. I was just depressed that we lost in overtime at home in Game 7 to the Kings. Like, that puck went out. I'm like, that's just not supposed to happen. I was like in a state of denial. Like, I just don't get pissed. Like, it's a sport. It's entertaining. I want to see the Hawks win for sure, absolutely. But oh yeah. And Crawford's like no goal. Hey, see you, Riley. Thanks for stepping in. Good to have you here. Hopefully the Hawks find a way to win this. I think this is no goal. That's my official stance. Maybe they'll interrupt him again. Oh. Good goal. Poop. Poop, poop, poop. So neither team wins a challenge. All right, well, let's see. See if the Hawks can push back here. Man, that's oh, that just breaks your heart, right? This is very. I mean, this is essentially what happened last year all the time. Oh my God. Oh, thought they were gonna. Oh, they just still might. Oh, Crawford is just. Oh my God. Like this is. Oh, Kane. Oh, Fleury. Oh my God. Jeez. This is the type of game we saw all of last season too, right? Like if we ever had a league, it just like we just couldn't keep it. We give up a soft goal or whatever. Oh, he missed. Kane missed the 5-hole there. He just missed the 5-hole. The 5-hole was open for him. He just missed it. Oh, a couple great saves by Crawford. Have I ever watched Christmas Vacation? Yes. Of course I have. It's a classic. Absolute classic. The Griswolds were America's family. Way back when. Great films. So Hawks, I mean, this is a good response right now from the Hawks. So it's good to see that. It's good to see them like not get down because of giving up 2 goals in 12 seconds. And not like just go into depressed mode. Oh, we've lost 6 games in a row. We're doing absolutely awful this year. Like nothing's going right. No, they're still playing. They're playing for pride and stuff, and they still want to win. Nice. It's gonna be a quality jersey. That was a good purchase there. Oh, wrap it around. Oh, nice pass. Ooh. Oh. Kane with trying something fancy there. Oh. So. Looks like the Hawks are pressing here. Getting off good forecheck going. Who's from this core that we had? Whose jersey number or numbers would you think get retired? Obviously, Taze and Kane are locks. Keith is locked. Ooh, what happened there? Taze, Kane, and Keith are locks for sure. I could see Seabrook as well. I think Hossa, probably not Hossa. Not saying he doesn't deserve it, but I don't see him getting his number retired. I don't see Crawford's number getting retired. He might. I think it'd be a little bit of a stretch. I think if Crawford. I think it's going to depend. If Crawford stays with the Hawks past, the end of his current contract, if he signs an extension with the Hawks and essentially finishes his career out for the Hawks, I think then maybe he gets his number retired. But otherwise, now we got Kane playing defense. This can't be good. At least nothing happened there. Yes, Kruger's definitely getting his number retired for sure. Also, Michael Frolik will have his number retired. That's pretty much a lock. All right, Strome, are you changing or not, Strome? What are you doing? Good play, Seabrook. You know, Crawford's one of those guys that I just don't think he'll ever get a Vezina. Well, obviously Scott Foster, Blackhawks best goalie in NHL history, Scott Foster. Yes, he's going to get his league. His number's not going to be retired by the Hawks. It's going to be retired by the league. I don't think Crawford's ever going to get a. I don't think he'll ever get a Vezina. He just like he plays well enough to do so, but he won't ever have the stats to. I just don't think it's happening. All right, Kane, you're just going to deke around 5 guys. You're going to go 200 feet, coast to coast. Oh, Gustafson, just put that on net. Jesus just for that goal in LA. I'm almost leaning towards Brad Richards just because of his assist for that in that goal, Game 6, 2015. I think he has a legit shot. Obviously, I mean Andrew Shaw with the shin pad goal. I mean that's easy. From this core. From this core, I would say league-wide retired number, which won't happen. And I'm not really a fan of league-wide retired numbers in general, but just for the sake of fun. From this team, from this core, Bickle won't have this retired. From this era, it would. I could see by the end of his career, I could see Patrick Kane. If anybody from this core would, so essentially you'd be like the greatest. By the end of his career, with the way he's kind of going, he would be considered probably the greatest U.S.-born hockey player in history. So if that's the case, I mean, like that would be a legit, argument, right? You'd have Gretzky, best Canadian, Patrick Kane, best American. Those are your 2 league-wide retired numbers right there. God, Boland's 2013 Stanley Cup goal, where he just throws his gloves off and everything. That was great. That was so great. That was such a crazy moment. That was 17 seconds. That was insane. Oh, brings back a lot of good memories. For sure. Oh, that headbutt goal. Oh my goodness. If there's any goal that has happened where you're just like, I know it's against the rules, but it's too cool not to be allowed, that was it. That was it. Yeah. That would have been... I feel like headed goals should count. Because it's different than throwing, batting a puck in. It's different than, kicking a puck in. You get why they don't allow the kicking because of just, you got knives on your feet and the kicking motion could easily, slice a goalie's neck or whatever. You don't want that, right? That's kind of why it was put in. You don't want guys kicking in the crease. But like a headed goal, like that's like rare. That's not really a thing. Like allow those. Come on. Yeah, 99 should never be touched. Well, it won't. I mean, it's retired league-wide, but I think the only other number, I could see Doug Latt, getting a number retired league-wide. I could see that. I know he never played pro in the NHL, but I still think they should retire it. Kane's goal, 2010. That was, it's one of those goals you know exactly where you were, right? It's just, it was huge in the history of the Hawks, right? I know exactly where it was, but it was such a weird goal. Like, nobody knew it was in except for Kane. There was so much confusion during that. It was kind of a state of like, did we just win the Stanley Cup? What? Wait a second. Did we? I don't know. Like, it was so hard to celebrate during it. You had to wait so long for it to be confirmed. It kind of sucked, but just great moment though. No icing. It's like Gustafsson was skating as fast as he could. I don't know what you're talking about, Pat Foley. Oh. Did he save that? Did Crawford save that? Or did he just shoot it wide? That was a big save. Sorry if my stream is kind of lagging or something. I'm kind of getting some... Internet seems to kind of be lagging a little bit. Apologize. Oh, Crawford! Jeez. Okay, so 4.5 left. Still a lot of time left, but let's say it gets to about... Hopefully, if it gets to a point where the Hawks have to pull their goalie, pull Crawford. Hopefully, it's not like last game where they pull him and then they instantly turn the puck over and it's just anticlimactic. Like, that's the last thing you want for a pulled goalie. That's absolutely the last thing. Like, when a team pulls their goalie, you want them to get at least set up in the zone at least once, right? Have some sort of chance to tie it up. Beyond that, then, yeah, sure. But, like, don't have the goalie pulled and then the goal scored right after that. It's just depressing. Ugh. What we got for, what are the stats like? I haven't looked at the stats for this game yet. So the Golden Knights are up 36-32 in shots. So it's been a pretty even game, honestly, for the most part. We had a good second period, very similar to last night. This third period's been a little bit more Vegas, so we're 0 for 4 on the power play, which doesn't help. That's been killing us all season. You score one of those, and you're tying this game up, either tonight or last night or really any other game. Lead in Vegas in hits, 21-18, which is a little surprising, but hits are kind of... It's not really better to have more hits nowadays, because hits in this era of the game is more indicative of who has the puck. Because you can't hit if you have the puck. So the fact that the Hawks are leading in hits is basically saying that Vegas has had the puck more. That's really all it's saying. It's not really saying that the Hawks have been more physical, because they really haven't. And they're not really a physical team. But those Winter Classic jerseys, I like them for the most part. They're nice. They're clean. I I just have two problems with them. I have two problems with them. Number one, the Indian head is not centered in the circle. It drives me insane. And then the collar here is like cut off. It's like cut off right here or whatever. And then the NHL logo is right there. It just looks weird to me. Otherwise, I think they're clean jerseys. They look nice. Oh, Seabrook is going to go in. Oh, no, he's not. I was hoping Seabrook would somehow make a power move to the front of the net there. That would have been fun to see. Just goes power move and just goes barreling into the goalie. Like that would be what would happen. Oh, somehow Kane gets it back. All right, so we're at 3 minutes here. We're at 3 minutes. If it gets down to, I could see us pulling the goalie at around 2 minutes, maybe a little under 2 minutes. Yeah, sorry if my stream is like stuttering or whatever. It's really I'm getting like this feedback that's saying like it's just kind of my internet's or the stream is just kind of like jumping all over the place. Like it's good for a second and then it's awful for a second. So I don't know if it's actually, you know, being bad for you guys, but apologies if it is. So one of the things, once they do pull the goalie here, I would like it if Kane did not try to stick handle through 10 guys. That'd be great. Just get the puck in, chase it. Just get the puck in. You can't turn the puck over in the neutral zone. Not when you have the goalie pulled. All right, so so we just got the change. Crawford's probably going to be going, not quite yet. But once this next rush here, icing now. I would say Crawford. I would say Crawford. Yeah, I would say take him out. Yeah. All right. I was kind of debating internally. I was like, do you keep him out, or do you take him out here, or do you maybe have him like at the blue line and wait to win a face-off draw? But at that point, like, just have a 6 guy out there. A good face-off win by Taze. All right, set it. Oh, rip it, Seabrook. Oh. All right. At least we're set up now. So, like, anything that happens now, like, I'm fine with. Like, obviously I want to score here, but like it's much better than like just not getting a face-off win there and then the Golden Knights just scoring right away. That's just anticlimactic. That's the last thing you want. So now that they've got it set up, they've had, you know, a chance or two or what, like, okay, they've had their fair shot with the goalie pull. Hopefully they can capitalize on it here, but, you know, I'm not going to be terribly upset. Good. Another good face-off win. Those are big wins for Taze there. This has been a good series so far with the goalie pull. We're doing what we need to. We just haven't been able to get it past Fleury yet. I think he just missed that too, I think. Oh, Taze, 3 in a row. Oh, he soaks it up. All right, can Tays win 4 in a row? That's the question. That's the question. Eakin's the next challenger. Let's get 4 in a row, Tays. Come on. Come on, bud. And the crazy thing is... Oh, no, never mind. Oh, 4... I'm going to count that as a win. That's 4 in a row. Yeah, with Hossa in the lineup and everything like that. What? That was not a good shot by Gustafsson. Yeah, I mean there was a point, especially when Hossa was in the lineup. This team was just so clutch. He would always score late goals, but obviously in the last couple years here, it's just that hasn't been the case. Oh, off the post. All right, we got a chance still. Gotta chase it. Get a lane. Get a lane. Kane, take it in. Shoot. Shoot it. Shoot it. Oh, now you don't have a lane. You gotta pass it. Gustafsson. No. All right, Kane, you got... It's all... Oh, Kane! 16. Oh, yeah, that's it. That's gonna be it. Unless we just... Yeah, that's it. Pretty much similar to last game. Thought we played decently overall, but just, we just made too many mistakes. Too many mistakes, and whether it's the Ducks or the Golden Knights in this one, they take advantage of it. That 2 goals in 12 seconds were killer in this game. But I mean, besides that though, not a terrible game from the Hawks. But at this point, it's just too. This is just happening too often. It's frustrating. But I mean, I'm much happier with this game than a week or two ago when these two teams played and we lost 8-3 to the Golden Knights. So it's improvement, but moral victories. We've had too many moral victories this season, or maybe not even enough moral victories. We haven't had a lot of moral victories, but we've had more moral victories than wins. Yeah, no, that sucks. We had a bright spot there when we took the lead, and then that was quickly shut. So yeah, unfortunate there. Let's see what the... Yeah, we just can't seem to beat the Golden Knights. What was it? 36-35 in shots. Vegas led. Let's see here. I don't see anything else here. All right. Anyhow, well, thanks for tuning in, guys. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed streaming these 9 o'clock games over these past 2 nights. It was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. I'll probably, I'll go back to kind of the after game recaps with the normal game times. But for future 9 o'clock games, I'll probably go back to just doing live streams because it helps me get more sleep afterwards. So I'm always a fan of that. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I enjoyed it. It was fun. Let's definitely do it again sometime. But until then, as always, stay safe, make good decisions. I'll see you next time.